Today, News 3 Now speaks with former Governor Scott Walker about Act 10 and the lawsuit facing the legacy of his administration.
Also, several UW professors will travel halfway around the world to rub elbows with world leaders at the UN Climate Conference.
And it's that time of the year again. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti in Verona tonight celebrating the holidays with Santa. They'll be lighting up the Christmas tree there live. And you're watching News 3 Now at 5. A group of unions has filed a lawsuit that seeks to strike down Act 10, the major collective bargaining law that was signed by former Republican Governor Scott Walker. Under a new liberal state Supreme Court, the legislation may be headed for the chopping block.
Political reporter Will Keneally sat down with the former governor to talk about the legacy of the legislation. Will?
So if you're in Wisconsin, anywhere near Wisconsin, around 2011, I'm sure you remember the hundreds of thousands of protesters marching around the state capitol for weeks on end, protesting this bill that would ban collective bargaining for state employees. Now, this is not the first time that the law has been challenged in court. Both federal and state judges have opted to keep the law in place, but the new liberal Wisconsin Supreme Court could decide to overturn the policy. We asked Walker about that possibility.
This has been upheld multiple times over the past dozen or so years. Court after court has said this is absolutely constitutional. So my hope is that the new majority on the Wisconsin Supreme Court doesn't cave to political pressure, but rather follows the precedent that was set at both the federal and the state level in the past.
Now, Walker says he could consider intervening in that lawsuit, and you can see more from our conversation this Sunday on For the Record.
Will, thank you. And you're looking now at the annual tree lighting ceremony set to take place in Verona right now.
You're going to want to stay tuned because Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti will throw the switch to light the tree with Santa Claus himself. How perfect. A little light snow. Yep. Great timing. We'll join Gary and the kids and Santa coming up in just a little bit. The presidential election is less than a year away, and Democrats are hoping to keep health care a priority, with former President Donald Trump holding a significant lead in the polls among Republicans. Democrats want voters to remember his plans to repeal the Affordable Care Act. Today, the Democratic Party of Wisconsin rallied outside of the Capitol to highlight the impacts of the legislation, which was enacted in 2010 to give people better access to health care. Attorney General Josh Kaul argues the former president's push to get rid of the ACA would take away rights from people with pre-existing conditions, affecting millions of Americans. Several Wisconsinites also shared their personal stories of what would happen if Obamacare went away.
At a time where more Americans than ever are relying on health care, protecting the Affordable Care Act is paramount. Without it, insurance companies can once again charge women more than men and deny coverage for prescriptions, maternity care, pre-existing conditions, and so much more.
It's a great irony of our healthcare market that those that need healthcare the most would have the most difficult time getting it. But with those protections, I don't have to worry about getting that healthcare either.
Earlier this week, Donald Trump wrote on social media that, quote, Obamacare sucks, and that he wants to, quote, replace it with much better health care. World leaders and climate activists are gathering in Dubai this week for the largest climate conference in the world.
Well, it's not just the Vice President and Secretary of State who made the trek halfway around the world. Several professors from right here at UW-Madison did as well. Our Braden Ross spoke with two of them today. Braden?
Yeah, these professors are making the 15-hour flight overseas to work towards climate change solutions. But they want you to remember, while this conference may be an ocean away, climate change impacts all of us.
It's huge. It's huge and can be pretty overwhelming.
The United Nations Annual Climate Conference kicked off on Thursday, and UW-Madison professor Jonathan Patz isn't wasting any time.
Going around and meeting bright people with great ideas is enormous. It's also tiring, and it's I put more steps in today than I can imagine.
He studies how climate change impacts our health, a topic that for the first time this year has an entire day of the conference dedicated to it.
For me, who's been working on this for 30 years, you know that human health is at the center of the climate crisis. People need to recognize that this is a health emergency.
And that's not the only thing that's new this year. For the first time, the UN will present its global stocktake, measuring if countries are on track to meet the goals set by the historic 2015 Paris Climate Agreement.
We know that we haven't achieved as much as we should have.
UW professor Sumudu Adapatu is attending the conference for the 4th time this year.
Although it seems so far away, the decisions that are made at the global level have a real localized impact, as well as climate change itself has a localized impact. We have seen less snow. It's not as cold as it used to be. Farmers are suffering.
Both Pats and Adapatu know conversations about climate change can feel overwhelming, but conferences like this one give them hope for a solution.
The only limit, I think, is our imagination. And there are so many possibilities, and we just need to imagine a cleaner and healthier future.
Now, the conference has already started strong. Yesterday, delegates approved the creation of a fund to help vulnerable countries recover after climate-related natural disasters like floods and drought.
Braden, thank you. 2 people are dead after a crash in rural Adams County that happened on Wednesday. Deputies and paramedics were called to the intersection of County Highways M and G in the township of Lincoln for a report of a 2-vehicle crash. An 83-year-old man and woman were found unconscious in one of those vehicles. James Cronschnabel died at the scene from his injuries. Jane Cronschnabel died from her injuries at a hospital. The driver of the other vehicle involved in the crash sustained minor injuries and was taken to a hospital by ambulance. The housing crisis is continuing and the impacts are especially being felt in Rock County.
Our Maddie Heimch spoke with city officials and recent home buyers in Beloit today about the effects of an inaccessible housing market. Maddie?
Yeah, economic developments have continued to grow in Beloit, but the population has stayed largely stagnant due to a lack of housing, leaving many Beloit workers to commute from out of town. The high demand for housing in the city spans many demographics: single-family and multifamily homes, high-end properties, and affordable housing, and owner and renter residencies. Residencies are all in high demand right now. Economic Development Director Drew Pennington told me today that more needs to be done.
We need to look in the mirror and decide what as a community we want to do, because change is going to be required in order to accommodate the number of units we need to accommodate to grow our communities.
Pennington says Beloit is in a unique location in between Madison and Rockford, Illinois. Raw material prices are the same in all 3 cities, but Madison and Rockford are more profitable to builders. City officials are working on incentives to combat that issue. Coming up later tonight on News 3 Now at 6, hear from 2 recent home buyers in Beloit on their path to purchasing.
We will see you at 6, Maddie. Thank you. The start of meteorological winter also means the start of the ski season at some of the most popular ski hills in southern Wisconsin.
That's right. Jalen Banks is out at Tyrrell Basin this evening for opening night. He joins us live now. Jalen?
So we just learned that the opening of Tyrrell Basin is actually going to be delayed until tomorrow morning. They're having some difficulties with the chair and ski lift currently, so they're going to delay it until tomorrow until they can get that up and running properly. But for the time being, it's okay for those that are already here. They're still allowed to hike and climb the hill. Just up the hill still, you can see a lot of kids up there having fun. They're doing a lot of tricks that I don't know if my knees can handle at this point in my life. But yeah, for the time being, people are still out here having fun, but the full and the awesome grand opening that they were hoping to have has unfortunately been delayed due to some of the technical difficulties going on with the ski and chairlift. But for those of you that are at home, they said to keep in mind that this will be delayed until tomorrow. Keep looking at their social medias, and their goal is to be open tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that's okay. Again, those that are still here are able to still have fun out here on the slopes and enjoy some of those winter sports fun. But for those of you at home, winter's here. There's still a little bit of snow flurry, so break out those gloves, those hats, those boots, and stay warm. Reporting at Tyrrell Basin, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Get ready for tomorrow. Jalen, thank you. The Clean Lakes Alliance is letting residents predict when Lake Mendota will freeze over this season. All you have to do is guess the official ice-on date for the lake. If you pick the right one, you'll be entered to win a $1,000 gift card. Last year, the lake froze on Christmas Day, December 25th. We have a link to enter the contest at channel3000.com.
And coming up next on News 3 Now at 5, we'll send it over to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. He is live in Verona for a look at your first warn forecast.
In addition to a check of the weather, Gary's annual Verona Christmas tree lighting with Santa and the kids. Wave, everybody, you're on live TV. That's when we come back.
And on Wall Street, the Dow closes at its highest mark in nearly 2 years. A 295-point jump. The NASDAQ at 79. S&P 500 up 27. And we will be right back.
Black Friday mattress deals have been extended for one final week at Ashley. It's your last chance to save up to 83% off top mattress brands. Plus low monthly payments with special interest financing for 6 long years. Only at Ashley.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
However you do the holidays, do it together in the Chevy that's right for you. The strong and capable Chevy Silverado, the award-winning Chevy Equinox, or the all-new Chevy Trax. This holiday season, do more together in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $269 a month. Or get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Equinox models.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Black Friday deals have been extended for one final week at Ashley. It's your last chance to save up to 65% off doorbusters and special deals on our hottest looks store-wide. Plus special interest financing for 6 long years with low monthly payments. Only at Ashley.
Coming up on News 3 Now, you've unwrapped the best beats of the year. News 3 Now puts a local spin on Spotify's year-end wrap.
Dive into the rhythm of Madison and check out how Spotify uses data to become a trend tonight at 6.
Wisconsin's newest and most exclusive sports show, Wisconsin Huddle. It's a dynamic 30-minute weekly special produced for the die-hard fans of Wisconsin athletics. Watch Wisconsin Huddle Friday nights at 6:30. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Israel has now resumed airstrikes in Gaza after a week-long ceasefire with Hamas.
Both sides accuse the other of breaking the ceasefire terms. As Bradley Blackburn explains, Israel is now warning civilians to leave parts of southern Gaza.
Israeli military flares lit up the night sky over Gaza after a day of heavy bombardment. Airstrikes obliterated buildings in southern Gaza, an already congested area where hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have relocated to avoid intense fighting in the north. Gaza health officials say nearly 200 people were killed and approximately 600 were injured, overwhelming hospitals. This Palestinian girl cries, "I don't know where my older brother is." Israel blames the resumption of fighting on Hamas.
Unfortunately, Hamas decided to terminate the pause by failing to release all the kidnapped women as it was obligated to do so, and kidnapped children, and by resuming rocket fire.
A spokesperson for Hamas blames Israel, saying its leaders rejected multiple ideas put forward by mediators to extend the ceasefire. The 7-day pause in fighting allowed for the release of more than 100 hostages held by Hamas and 200 Palestinians who were imprisoned in Israel. Before leaving the Middle East, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken also blamed Hamas for breaking the ceasefire and praised Israel for taking steps to protect civilians.
Israel's already moved out on parts of that, including sending out information, making it clear where people could be in safe areas in Gaza.
Israel published a numbered evacuation map of Gaza and told residents to know their number in case of an evacuation. It's not clear how Israel plans to alert residents, and with large swaths of Gaza now in ruins, there's also the question of where evacuees would go. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
The national Christmas tree has been lit. President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden attended the traditional national Christmas tree lighting ceremony last night. Vice President Kamala Harris and her husband were also in attendance. Time now to get a look at your first warn forecast.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is live in Verona. He's ready to usher in the holiday season in hometown USA.
It's a long tradition now for Gary.
Yeah, take it away, Gary.
It is, and you know, it certainly feels like Christmas here because we have snow falling. Santa brought that right on cue, and we're going to talk to Old St. Nick in just a minute here. But first of all, we're dealing with some snow, and if you look on high-resolution radar, I've overlaid the visibility. So lower the visibility, lower the number, the heavier the snow is. You can see over by Waukesha, they've had half to 3/4 mile visibility. Madison at about 2 miles right now, but for the most part, the snow has been light, sticking a little bit to the grass and a little bit to the streets, but the important thing is that temperatures right now are at or slightly above freezing through much of southern Wisconsin. Notice Janesville at 34, Madison at 33 degrees. So hopefully that'll keep the roads from getting too slick. 6-hour future track radar, you can see the bulk of the snow heading off to the east over the next few hours. So most of the snow will be south and east of Madison. If you're north and west of town, probably not going to see much snow tonight. Now, that will change, though. If we look at future track for tomorrow night, we have another round of some rain and snow, or mixed rain and snow, that'll be lifting northeastward across much of southern Wisconsin. At this point, again, look at the temperatures. They're at or slightly above freezing. So that would limit the snowfall potential. That will continue through Saturday night. There's Sunday morning, 6 a.m. And then as we start to head into the latter part of Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon, everything lifts to the north and east and everything kind of winds down. And by late Sunday afternoon, most of the snow is pretty well gone. Now, as far as the snowfall, rainfall, and snowfall amounts, probably looking at 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain, but the snowfall amounts, because of the warm temperatures, probably will be a little bit less than an inch in most areas. Unless temperatures can drop a degree or two, then you could see some amounts of about 1 to 2 inches. But for the most part, the three things you need to know: we've got that snow ending southeast of Madison later tonight. Then it'll be cloudy and mild for tomorrow, dry during the day, and then another round of snow or snow mixed rain tomorrow night. That will end probably on Sunday afternoon. So as we check out our forecast, planning your night for tonight, again, most of the snow will be south and east of Madison during the evening hours. Those temperatures right around freezing as we get toward mid-morning or late tonight and then early tomorrow morning. Notice the snow is pretty well gone. Temperatures dropping to around 30 degrees. As far as planning your night across Dane County, look for a low of 33 in Edgerton, 30 in Middleton, and 30 in Sauk City. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, a little colder to the north and west. 23 degrees in Camp Douglas, 28 for the overnight low in Lone Rock. And then for tomorrow, look for mostly cloudy skies. Should be dry during the day. High temperature at 40, so actually kind of mild for this time of year. Future track snowfall, again, most areas will be less than an inch unless we can get temperatures to drop another degree or two. Now, as we take a look at the first warn 7 to 10 day forecast, notice those temperatures. They're actually going to be slightly above normal as we head through much of the rest of next week. So once we get past the rain and snow, if we can go to full screen here, we'll see that temperatures will be in the 40s as we head into the latter part of next week, and it looks like those temperatures are going to stay on the mild side, and whatever snow falls is going to melt. Now, Santa, let's get you in here. Santa Claus, good old St. Nick has joined us here in Verona, and Santa, boy, you brought the snow right on cue here.
Right on cue, just for you, Gary.
Yeah. Is it like this at the North Pole or a little colder up there?
A lot colder.
A lot colder for Santa. So we are looking for, we're trying to get some more snow in here before Christmas, but even if we don't get a lot of snow, you still can get through, right?
I sure can, Gary.
Okay, great. Well, now it's time to light the lights here in Verona. So you guys ready to go? Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Happy holidays! Hey! Right on cue. Good job, guys.
Well done. This is the night where Gary is the second most famous man in Verona. Well done, and we appreciate everybody showing up as they light the tree at Central Park there in Verona, just along Main Street. Still to come at 5, today is World AIDS Day. More information to raise awareness and stop the spread of the infectious disease. That's next on News 3 Now at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-JUNK, I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Save big money on your next project. Right now at Menards. Always know who's at your door with a smart video doorbell from Fine Electric. See live video on your phone or smart device from anywhere. Pick one up today for $49.97. From smoke and carbon monoxide alarms to fire extinguishers and more. Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected in case of emergencies. A worry-free 10-year sealed-in smoke alarm is $16.99 right now at Menards.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream with internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV with the all-new Xumo Stream Box. It's streaming simplified. Get Spectrum One Stream with fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Go to spectrum.com/stream, a Spectrum store, or call 833-976-4999.
SSM Health and News 3 Now would like to invite you and your family to make a colorful connection this giving season. Go to channel3000.com to download a Time for Kids coloring sheet or find it in November's Madison magazine. Add color and a kind message, then mail it to SSM Health. They'll share with a hospital patient who can't be home for the holidays. And you might even see it on News 3 Now. Take time for kids and spread joy to others by making a colorful connection.
Les Miserables, still the world's most popular musical. Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables. February 14th through 18th at Overture Center. Tickets available at overture.org today.
Embrace the season of giving at the Century House. Donate $50 or more to charity and get $200 off any stressless recliner with power, any stressless recliner and ottoman, or any stressless home office chair. Or get $200 off each stressless sofa seat, or $400 off all stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans in all Paloma leather colors. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-JUNK, I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Today, the House voted to expel Republican Representative George Santos of New York following a blistering ethics report on his conduct that included spending campaign donations on things like Botox and OnlyFans. He's just the 6th member in the chamber's history to be ousted by colleagues, the 3rd since the Civil War. Today's vote to expel him, 311 to 114. As it became clear he would be expelled, Santos placed his coat over his shoulders, shook hands with conservative members who had voted against his expulsion, and then departed the House chamber. In front of one of his district offices in New York today, constituents responded to that news.
Good job, Congress. You finally did something right. And we're really excited because he really did wrong things. He used our money and other people's money that he used for his fundraisers to do bad things. And I'm really happy that he's out. Expulsion required support from 2/3 of the House, a purposely high bar.
Former Justice Sandra Day O'Connor has died at the age of 93 due to complications from dementia. O'Connor became the first woman to serve on the High Court when then-President Ronald Reagan appointed her back in 1981. She was a moderate conservative who upheld abortion rights and affirmative action. Her vote in the 2000 Bush v. Gore case helped ensure that George W. Bush would become president.
Today is World AIDS Day, a day aimed to raise awareness and destigmatize a disease that still disproportionately affects racial and ethnic minorities, as well as those who are gay or bisexual. In the U.S., approximately 1.2 million people have HIV, and about 13% of them don't know it.
We need to make sure that people know their own status, that testing for HIV is widely available.
Those who have HIV can expect to have about the same life expectancy as everyone else because of advancements in treatment. The CDC recommends everyone between the ages of 13 and 64 get tested for HIV at least once as part of their healthcare routine. There are now medications that can help prevent an infection and stop the spread.
The CDC is advising people not to eat pre-cut cantaloupe if the brand is unknown. This new advisory comes as several varieties of whole and pre-cut cantaloupes have been recalled after contaminating people with salmonella. These products were being sold at Quick Trip, Kroger, Trader Joe's, Sprouts Farmers Market, and Aldi stores. 117 cases of salmonella have been reported now in 34 states. More than 60 people have been hospitalized and 2 deaths have been reported. The CDC says anyone with recalled fruit products should throw them out or return them to the store where they were purchased. Yogurt could help manage depression and anxiety. That's according to scientists at the University of Virginia School of Medicine who are excited about the findings of their study. They found a bacterium in fermented foods, and yogurt helps the body naturally reduce stress and even depression. The discovery could help lead to new probiotic treatments for mental health issues. Keep it right here. A final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
Black Friday mattress deals have been extended for one final week at Ashley. It's your last chance to save up to 83% off top mattress brands, plus low monthly payments with special interest financing for 6 long years. Only at Ashley.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CRV. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
My favorite thing about the Power Swabs is that I was actually able to take the swab and really get through some of those areas that are kind of like untreated. I felt like I can immediately see the results and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely starting to see the shades getting brighter and brighter or whiter and whiter.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution.
Well, they're whiter, they're brighter, and I feel better about my smile. And it was so easy to do.
One friend was like, your teeth look like really white. Did you do anything to it? And I was like, I did. I did Power Swabs.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This Cyber Week, order Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick Pen with your order. The Quick Stick Pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 50% off and your free Quick Stick Pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Black Friday deals have been extended for one final week at Ashley. It's your last chance to save up to 65% off doorbusters and special deals on our hottest looks store-wide. Plus special interest financing for 6 long years with low monthly payments only at Ashley.
On this Friday night, our Money Watch tonight looks at monthly fees you may need to pay for access to high-tech features in your car and why automakers are increasingly banking on your subscriptions. That and all the day's headlines tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
And then coming up tonight at 6, some people around the country were learning about Madison for the first time because of the popular streaming app's Year in Review. What exactly does Madison sound like? We'll have that story in half an hour. Well, pour one out for your favorite bartender. Today is National Bartender Day.
And whether you're a regular at Mickey's Tavern, like our producer Andrea, or you're more of a Crystal Corner person, or wherever you go, be sure to leave a nice tip to show your appreciation.
As a gentle and loving reminder to drinkers everywhere, the polite amount to tip in today's economy is 20% or more.
Well, Gary and Santa went down to Avanti's in Verona to get a cold one from Spencer there, and so we're going to go to Jacob to give us a final check of the forecast.
Yeah, still seeing some light snow across the area. That includes Dane County and areas around Madison, especially to the east of Madison. Expect some light snow to continue for the next couple of hours. Typically, that happens when a system moves out. We continue to see some flurries, but don't expect to see anything accumulate as we head into the overnight hours. A lot of it will be very broken up by the time we get to around midnight, and especially by the time we get to tomorrow morning, we are going to see very dry conditions. Now, we have another chance of some snow Saturday night into Sunday, could mix in with some rain as well. Another chance of snow Monday night into Tuesday. Both instances, though, only expect about 1 inch to maybe up to 2 inches. And then the temperatures are going to warm up for the end of next week as highs will be in the middle 40s Thursday through Saturday. And then we have a chance of some rain and snow again for next weekend. So some small chances of rain and snow and temperatures pretty close to average.
All right, more updates in 30 minutes on News 3 Now at 6. The CBS Evening News is next.